it's Mindy with Mending with Mindy. Dun, dun, dun. I wanted to do a quick review of my birthday shenanigans. Yes, I turned 40. My sweet, precious husband surprised me with a trip to Franklin, Tennessee. It's not too far away from where we live. It's about, I don't know, 2 hours, maybe not even 2 hours, depending on how fast you drive. Absolutely love Franklin, Tennessee. If you ever visit Nashville, Franklin, Brentwood, it is a great place to visit. It's not as touristy, but there's still a lot to do, and it is absolutely beautiful. I don't know about y'all, but I have always been an avid thrifter. I love thrifting. I love flea markets. I love vintage secondhand stores. I don't know. It's just a thing. My mom is the same way, so I guess, I don't know. Can that be genetic? The hubby took me to a huge flea market in Franklin, Tennessee. It only happens, I think, once a year in Franklin. But this flea market, they travel to different locations apparently, but there were over 400 vendors. It was indoors, upstairs, downstairs. Then you have all of these outside vendors. So I have to tell y'all a little story real quick, because everybody assumes that my husband, he's this manly man, he's this logger, tough exterior. One of the vendors was selling reborn baby dolls. I don't know if you guys have ever seen or felt these reborn baby dolls, but they look and feel so real. I legitimately contemplated getting one, but they were $250, and I'm like, do I really need a reborn baby doll? Probably not. I let my husband hold one of these reborn baby dolls, and this was an 8-pound baby doll. Again, it looks and feels so real. I look over, he is crying, actually crying. And I'm like, baby, are you crying? Are you okay? What's going on here? He said he was just overwhelmed with emotion because it reminded him of when his kids were little babies. Almost came home with another kid. It took us probably 2 hours going through the entire flea market. Honestly, it probably could have taken us longer, but we were trying to get through the day because we also had this tour planned for later. A few of the other things that we saw were a lot of really cool antiques, like old coins, old signs, which I did get a random Bigfoot sign. Actually, here. I have it right here so y'all can see. Beware, this property protected by Sasquatch. Trespassers will be dismembered. Dun dun dun. Anyways, I know, super random, and you're probably like, what the heck? But I love old vintage signs. There were vintage signs from actual psychiatric hospitals, you guys. Just a lot of really cool stuff to look at. And that's what I've always loved about antique stores and flea markets, is not necessarily going to buy, but just looking. It is so neat. It's almost like you're going back in time when you see a lot of these old antique items. After we left the flea market, we then went to Franklin, Tennessee, the downtown portion. Again, Franklin is such a quaint, cute community, absolutely beautiful. It's also one of the most expensive places to live in the entire United States. A lot of very wealthy, affluent people live in this area, so we felt a little out of place. We ended up going on this tour. There's a lot of history in Franklin. If you're a history buff, especially if you're interested in the Civil War, there's a lot to see and do. We went on the Carton Plantation tour, and I wanted to kind of tell y'all about that because it's very interesting. So Carton Plantation is this huge plantation home surrounded by all of this land. Well, back during the Civil War, the family that owned this plantation home found themselves right in the middle of this battle between the Union and Confederate soldiers. They were all coming towards each other, and this plantation home just happened to be like right there in the middle of it. Can you imagine the family looking out and seeing that and being like, oh my goodness. There were a few homes around Franklin, Brentwood area that served as field hospitals for these soldiers. You've got to remember, there were a lot of casualties, a lot of injuries. It was just complete devastation. The Carton Plantation served as a field hospital for a lot of the wounded and dying soldiers. Inside the home, which unfortunately I could not take photographs or video inside the home, but I will tell you there were actual blood stains that you could still see on the floors. It was very chilling because you could see this table laid out, and it wasn't the exact table, it was a replica of what the soldiers would have used, or this family rather would have used. You have to realize that there was not enough anesthesia at that time. So y'all know the saying, bite the bullet. These soldiers literally were given bullets to bite down on for amputations. So you can just imagine, like, it was very overwhelming, even being in this home, knowing what all took place there, how many lives were lost. And this wasn't just an overnight thing. This family ended up having a lot of these soldiers, over 700 in fact, that were basically like living in this home, this plantation style home, for months, like up to 7-8 months, because they were recovering. Many of them were very seriously injured. Well, the owner of the home ended up donating some of his land to bury many of these soldiers that had died. You can actually go and visit the cemetery. Some of the gravestones are marked unknown, which is really sad, but they have been able to identify many of the soldiers. But it was just a really neat experience. We were also able to see one of the 11 original slave houses. You've got to remember, back during this era, this is when slavery was common. It talked some about the slaves that lived on the land. And so it was just like a very sad, kind of ominous feeling just being there, just imagining what all happened on this land.
As we were leaving, we saw the 5 cutest baby groundhogs, y'all. Look at them. Aren't they adorable?
Like I said, we had a jam-packed day. The hubby surprised me with a super nice dinner. I'm talking like very upscale. I'm talking a steak, not even including the sides, was $70 a piece. We kind of splurged. But like the hubby said, I was turning 40 years old. We were celebrating my 40th birthday. So go big or go home, right? So we went big. This place is called Perry's. Oh my goodness, y'all. It is so nice. Even just driving up, they have the valet parking. You can just tell by the exterior, this place is a little bougie. It's gonna be a little pricey. We felt a little out of place, but even still, we went in and y'all, best food I have ever had. I tried to like sneak a photo in there, but it was so nice. I didn't even want to like take pictures or look like, oh, hey, I am super out of place here. We don't get out much. So I just kind of snuck one under the table. But even the chandeliers, everything. I mean, there was a dress code at this place. You can't just walk in and look casual. You have to look the part, I guess. It really sunk in just how bougie this place was when our server comes out and gives us an option of like 5 or 6 different waters. And I'm just looking at him like a deer in headlights. I'm like, I just want regular water with ice. And he started laughing. Barry started laughing. He's like, okay. Anyways, it was a super cool experience. If you love fine dining, or if you want a fabulous date night, if you're celebrating an anniversary, whatever, this is a great option. It is expensive, but it is worth it. Like I said, the steaks alone, each steak was around $70 a piece. And then the sides, they are served so that it can feed 2 people. So we got this corn, you guys, best corn I have ever eaten. I don't know what they did to this corn. I know they sprinkled like brown sugar or something on top, and whatever it was amazing. My husband and I both were devouring it. We were just looking at each other like, this is unbelievable. My husband's steak was so tender. He could literally cut it with a fork. It was an amazing experience. That's just a little about my birthday trip, but I want to end with this. I thought that this was really cool, you guys. For my birthday, when I blew out my candle, I made a wish, and my wish was, and I can tell y'all now because it came true. That's what I'm about to get to. My wish was that more people would come to know Jesus Christ. Well, my sweet, precious brother, his wife, has been battling cancer for a while now. Well, she started really declining here recently. So much so that on my birthday, she ended up giving her life to Jesus. She was baptized. And then on April 16th, around 2 a.m, she passed away. And so the next day, I told my husband, I'm like, you're not going to believe this. This was my birthday wish, and essentially it came true. So I just thought that that was so awesome. You know, here we are grieving. My brother is absolutely devastated, but it gives us hope knowing that we're going to be reunited with her one day. And that's what I told my brother Tarver. I said, you know what? She has given her life to Jesus. She is in the arms of Jesus now. She's not in pain. And the great thing is that one day we will all be reunited. So I just thought that that was such a powerful way to end an already amazing birthday. Anyways, I just wanted to give y'all a little update on that, but I appreciate y'all. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all later. Bye, guys.